Yup. Flying erasers, and they were headed our way at about 80 miles an hour. Erasers version 6.5, Fang said.
Split up, Max. Think 3D,
said my voice. Split up, I ordered. Nudge, Gazzy, 9 o'clock. Angel, up top, move it! Iggy and Fang, flank me from below. The erasers slowed, their huge, heavy-looking wings backbeating the air. I launched myself at the biggest one, swinging my feet to smash against his chest. He rolled back but came at me again, claws slashing the air. I bobbed, feeling his paws whip past my face. I turned sharply just in time to have a hairy fist crash into my head. I dropped 10 feet, then surged back up on the offensive. I saw Fang clap both hands against an eraser's furry ears. The eraser screamed, holding his head, and started to lose altitude. Fang had Total in his backpack. He rolled out of harm's way, and I took his place, catching another eraser in the mouth with a sidekick. I grabbed one of his arms, twisting it in back of him. It was harder in the air, but then I heard a loud pop. The eraser screamed and dropped, careening downward until he caught himself and flew out of the way, one arm dangling. Above me, an eraser lashed out at Nudge, but she dodged out of the way.
Size isn't everything,
said the voice. I got it! The erasers were bigger and heavier. Their wings were almost twice as long as ours, but in the air, those were liabilities. We were nimble, stinging wasps, and they were slow, awkward flying cows. 2 erasers ganged up on me, but I shot straight up like an arrow, just in time for them to smash into each other. I saw Gazzy roll completely over like a fighter plane, smacking an eraser in the jaw on the turn. The eraser swung a punch, landing it on Gazzy's thigh, and Gazzy winced, then launched a sidekick at the eraser's hand, which snapped back. How many of them were there? I couldn't tell, everything was happening at once. 10?
Nudge,
my voice said. And then I heard Nudge cry out. An eraser had her tight in his arms, his fangs moving toward her neck. His teeth were just starting to scrape her skin when I dropped on him from above. I wrapped one arm around his neck and yanked hard, hearing him gag and choke. Grabbing my wrist with my other hand, I yanked harder until he let Nudge drop away from him. Scat, I told her. My eraser was starting to weaken. You better get your guys out of here, I snarled in his ear. We're kicking your hairy butts. You're gonna fall now, I heard Angel say. I swung my head to see her watching an eraser who looked confused, paralyzed. Angel shifted her gaze to the dark water below. The eraser's wings folded. He dropped like a rock. You're getting scary, you know that? I said to Angel, not really kidding.
And Iggy,
said the voice. I veered off to help Iggy, who was in tight hand-to-hand with an eraser. Ig! I called, as he grabbed the eraser's shirt. Max, get out of here! Iggy yelled, and released the shirt, letting himself fall out of reach. I had time to think, uh-oh. And then the small, explosive Iggy had stuck down the eraser's shirt detonated, leaving a gaping hole in his chest. Shrieking, the eraser plummeted downward. How did Iggy manage to stash his endless supply of explosives on his person without my having a clue? Got me.
Take a deep breath, Max,
said my voice, and I obeyed. I felt a blow to my back that knocked the wind out of me. I rolled, belly up, using the oxygen I'd just gotten. Whirling, I snapped both feet out in a hard kick into the eraser's face, then froze in shock. Ari! He wheeled backward and I floundered away. Ari! But he was dead. I'd killed him. Hadn't I? Ari lunged at Fang and managed to take a swipe at Fang's side, shredding his jacket. Drawing back, I took stock of the situation. The few remaining erasers were retreating. Ari fell back as well, closer to his squad. The 6 of us regrouped as Ari began to fly away, his enormous wings working hard to keep his heavy body aloft. His squad surrounded him. We'll be back, he snarled. Boy, you just can't kill people like you used to, said Fang.